On the way back to the cafe, we engaged in lots of fun conversation.
Have you been working there long?
Oh, I don't know. About 2 years now?
2 years? That would explain it. The tea you made me was positively exquisite.
That's kind of you to say. How was the scone?
Oh yes, very nice.
I baked those myself, actually.
Wow, that's incredible. So you're adorable and a good cook.
Nah, I'm nothing special. And yet I was gloating internally.
I quite like that cafe, actually. The food's nice, the uniform's sexy, and the manager... well, he's a bit of a character in it.
Yeah, Cinderella's a good guy. Really fun to work with. Oh, but to be clear, you're a good guy too. You're really kind, and you're always smiling. I figured I probably shouldn't gush about some other guy in front of my new boyfriend, so I added some compliments for him too.
You sure you're talking about me?
He smiled sheepishly. Of course I am. I really think you're great. Meanwhile, I shifted my attention to our surroundings. Look at all these women staring at Kaguya. I think I just heard someone say, "Check out that hottie." As I returned my gaze to Kaguya's perfect face, he blinked at me curiously. Oh, it's nothing. I turned back to the road ahead of us and came face to face with a young woman. Her surprise quickly shifted to fury, and she stormed right up to us. One look at the glare in her eyes, and I could already tell what was about to happen. She wasn't glaring at me, she was glaring at Kaguya. Do you know her, Kaguya? Despite her impending doom, I forced my tone to stay level. Under pressure from the woman's glare and my question, Kaguya faltered and started to laugh nervously.
Who are you, again?
Screw you! The next thing I heard was an airy slap. Kaguya? Are you okay?
I'm all right.
Judging from the sound of his voice, he was anything but. And who the hell are you? Me? Well, I'm his girlfriend, I suppose? Oh yeah? Well, so am I. I smiled stiffly. This was exactly what I'd been afraid of. I see. So I take it you're mad because he's cheating on you. Excuse me? How does this not faze you? Her anger was perfectly reasonable, of course. However, I'm an insane person. Now tell me what the hell is going on here. I demand an explanation. Are you seriously dating other women behind my back? Or was I the other woman in this equation?
No, I think you were first. Just for the record.
You think? What do you mean, just for the record? What is wrong with you? Who do you actually want? Me or her?
Well...
Kagia glanced at each of us in turn. Ooh, I'm already won enough points with him.
Yurika, I reckon.
Gah! Flushed with rage, the woman raised her hand to strike once more. Wait, please! I grabbed her arm. The hell do you want? I won't deny it. What he's done is despicable and more than worthy of your retribution. But I'm partially at fault here myself. The fact of the matter is, unbeknownst to either of us, I stole him from you. I paused to take a breath. So, if you're going to hit someone, hit me instead. I beg your pardon? What, you think you're some goody two-shoes? You're a home wrecker! You're absolutely right. which is why I ought to be held accountable. So go ahead. Hit me.
Yurika.
I relinquished my grip on her arm, closed my eyes, and gritted my teeth to brace myself for impact. But that impact never came.
Ah, that feels lovely.
Kaguya sighed peacefully as he pressed an ice pack to his inflamed cheek. Does it hurt?
Oh, just a tidge.
Well, I'm afraid you'll just have to suck it up. Considering what you did to her, you got off easy.
Yeah.
He smiled stiffly as I fell silent. Then, to break the tension, he glanced around.
So this is what the second floor of the cafe looks like, then?
Yep. I work down on the first floor and rent a room up here on the second. Okay. After the scandal, I brought Kagia to my room. We've been together for less than a day and I've already brought him home with me. My grandmother would faint.
You sure you're comfortable having me in here?
Just so we're clear, I don't do this with all the guys. You're a special exception.
Because I'm your boyfriend.
I prodded his cheek with my index finger. Because you're injured. Frankly, you were lucky she was willing to have mercy on you because she was entirely in the right. That said, I knew all along she wasn't going to take me up on my offer. Her first slap had already drawn a considerable amount of attention. If she went on to strike the sweet and innocent other woman, she would have caused even more of a scene.
No, I know. It's what I deserve for cheating on her.
He slumped his shoulders. Darn right. I pulled the ice pack away from his face, then cleared my throat. Okay. I promise I won't get mad, so please just be honest with me.
What is it?
How many other girlfriends do you have?
You really won't be pissed off?
At this point, I don't have the energy for it.
Because you're annoyed with me?
Zuboshi.
Well, now I feel bad.
This isn't funny, Kagia. I put my hands on my hips. Do you really want to know about his past love affairs? No. Actually, I think it'll take way too much time. She's just gonna get upset. He's gonna get flustered. I imagine... Basically, we gotta move on from here and pretend like there are no other women involved, because we gotta stand out. I think. We have to be different from all the other girls he's dated, and everyone else is freaking out about everyone he's dating, which is the sensible and logical course of action, but, you know, us being us, we're not gonna be like that. So I'm gonna lean into it. I admit I do have some questions, but there's no point in dredging up your history, so I won't ask. I just want to check.
Yeah.
You have romantic feelings for me, yes?
Of course I do.
Am I the only girl you're currently seeing?
Yes, you are.
Okay then.
Is that all?
Yeah. He stared at me, slack-jawed. Yeah, gotta keep going for that slack-jawed expression. What's the matter?
I was pretty sure you were about to break things off with me.
Do you want me to?
No, not at all. I
know. I exhaled slightly. Will you break things off with Kagia? No. This has gotta be a bad end. No. I asked you if you have feelings for me, and if I'm the only one you're seeing, and you said yes to both. So I'll let it go.
You're such a good girl.
I stared hard at Kaguya, my brow furrowed. What, because my decision was convenient for you? That's not how being good works. Anyway, if I leave you to your own devices, there's no telling when someone will beat you black and blue. Just stay here until things settle down, alright?
Alright.
I got my hands full. Cinderella, you got no idea, sir.
I see. So how's he doing?
He insists he's fine, but as far as I can tell, he might still have some residual swelling tomorrow.
Serves him right.
After I returned to work, I explained the situation to Cinderella, who snickered.
What did I tell you? He's got all the girls on rotation.
There's nothing wrong with polyamory as long as everyone consents.
But you didn't consent, right?
Right. Well, technically, I was more of a villain than a victim in this scenario, but...
Look, I'm not trying to be a dick, but you seriously need to break up with this dude before you get hurt.
Again, logical.
Am I wrong here?
No, I'd say that's the conclusion most people would come to.
What's that supposed to mean? You want him to cheat on you or something?
Not especially. It's not that I approve of his infidelity. I just don't know him that well. That's why I'm not hung up on it. Long story short, I'm just not emotionally invested yet.
Of course not. Your relationships had absolutely zero build-up.
Tell me, Cinderella, what is infidelity to you?
Huh? Well, if you go by the Latin, it means lack of faith. I see it as floating around, not tying yourself down or being faithful to anything.
Then wouldn't that apply to you, since you're always out wandering around when you should be working?
Don't compare me to him!
Ouch! He smacked me over the head. You're such a hypocrite, you know that?
At least I'm not as pedantic as you. If you have time to run your mouth, go find something to clean.
Okay. And so I went back to work. Cinderella trying to talk some sense into us.
Oh, welcome back, Pulpit.
I'm all done with work. When I returned to my room, Kagia greeted me with a smile.
How'd it go? I reckon you must be tired. Care for a massage?
He slid an arm around my waist and guided me to the center of the room, where he sat me down and rubbed my shoulders.
Oh dear. I'm sensing a lot of tension, madam. I bet your feet must be swollen, too.
Oh, but they are, sir. I have to be on my feet all day at work, so I massage them myself every day.
Lucky for you, I'm quite good at foot massages as well. I'll throw it in as an added service, free of charge. How about it?
No thanks.
Oh, that's a shame.
For me or for you?
For me, of course.
Thanks for the offer. I gently moved his hands away from my shoulders. I need to change out of my uniform, so could I ask you to leave? I gestured to the door.
Okay then, off I go.
He left the room without complaint. I made sure the door was firmly shut, then locked it for good measure. Phew. Heaving a sigh, I grabbed some loungewear from my closet. It was so quiet and peaceful, you'd never know anyone was in here just moments earlier. As I stripped off my uniform, I thought about Kaguya. What did he do in here while I was gone? I brought him tea and snacks during my last break, but he didn't seem to have touched them. I didn't notice anything out of place, either. Did he just sit there and twiddle his thumbs the whole time? There we go. Once I finished changing, I opened the door. Sorry for the... Wait. What the... There was no one there. Kaguya? I called his name. No response. I figured he was just gonna leave. He's not trying to play hide and seek with me, is he? I cast my eyes all around the hallway. Was he going to jump out and scare me as a prank? What are you doing? Just then, Cinderella came up the stairs. Hey, have you seen Kaguya?
Sure did. He waltzed right on out with a stupid smirk on his face.
Okay, great, thank you! I bolted down the staircase at the speed of light. Meow. The winter sun was quick to set, and the dark of twilight was settling in. Cutting through the crowds of people on their way home, I finally tracked him down. Kagia! Fortunately for me, his strange attire made him stand out like a sore thumb. The second I laid eyes on him, I shouted and waved. But the next instant, I stopped short and lowered my hand. He was smiling and chatting with a woman I didn't recognize. Oh boy. When he spotted me, he raised his eyebrows in surprise.
What's the matter?
I should ask you the same thing. You disappeared on me.
What? You told me to leave so you could change.
I didn't mean literally. I just wanted you to stand in the hall until I was done.
Oh, really? Whoops. It appears I jumped the gun.
I glanced at the pretty lady standing next to him. Will you ask Kagia about this other woman? No, because then we're just the same as all the other women, so I gotta go no.
Oh, and this nice lady was just asking me for directions.
So you were helping her?
Indeed I was. And what do you know? We struck up a conversation right here on the spot.
Kagia gave the woman a grin like, am I right? And she smiled vaguely in response. I'm pretty sure this lady was just looking for an excuse to talk to him. Ahem. So, where are you trying to go? For politeness' sake, I donned a smile. Fortunately, her destination was a popular tourist location. I gave her directions and she quickly headed off. Take care!
Be safe out there, yeah?
With a final wave to the woman, I turned back to Kaguya.
Oh, right. So why'd you come find me, Poppet? Did you need something?
At first I thought it was a stupid question, but then I realized it wasn't. Did I need something? Well, no. No, I didn't. I was just... You disappeared, so I got worried.
Sorry about that.
He inclined his head politely, then glanced up at the skies. The inky canvas above us was studded with little pinpricks of light.
It's gotten late, hasn't it?
It sure has.
Poppet.
What is it, Kaguya? He stooped down until he was at my eye level, then stroked my hair.
A young woman like you shouldn't be out wandering the streets alone. Let me walk you home.
It's not that late. Early evening at worst.
Maybe so, but you're so sweet and lovely. Who knows what sort of ill-intentioned chap might come along and try to steal your heart?
You mean like you?
Yep, just like me. Now let's hold hands, shall we?
Sure. Do you have plans after this, Kaguya? Do you have to get home by a certain time? With a smile, he proceeded to drop the biggest bombshell yet.
Oh, nothing of the sort. I'm homeless after all.
Alright. Cinderella's like, why me?
You have got to be kidding me.
I couldn't just leave Kaguya out on the street, so for the time being, I brought him back to the cafe for dinner. When I explained the situation to my dear landlord, unsurprisingly, he was less than amused.
He's not a pet, okay? He's a whole-ass human being. And a guy.
I know. As I got dinner ready, Cinderella breathed down my neck.
Why the hell would you bring him here anyway? You don't seriously plan to move him in with you, do you? Because that's not allowed.
Since when?
Since now. And don't even try to imply you and I are cohabitating, because that crap won't fly with me.
I really didn't want this conversation with my boss to get too personal, so instead I laughed awkwardly. To be fair, I do think it would be unreasonable to move in with my new boyfriend on day one of our relationship. Feels like it's skipping a few too many steps.
So are we tossing him out after dinner?
That strikes me as kind of inhumane. He is my boyfriend, after all.
Seems more like a mooch at this point.
Mooch, as in a deadbeat loser who leeches off of his girlfriend's money. He did buy me a kebab. I fell silent. Meanwhile, I put the food on a serving plate and handed it to Cinderella. Dinner's ready. Take it to the table, would you?
I'm not your servant.
It's not like you have anything better to do. Ouch! He pinched my cheeks hard.
Look at your stupid face. Fine, whatever. Just for you, I'll carry it, Poppet.
Oh! Should have made your move earlier, Cinderella. Just then, Kagia turned up in the nick of time and snatched the serving plate away. Kagia! You're a guest here! Just wait on the table like I should! As Cinderella continued to stretch my face out, I tried to protest, but as you can imagine, it was less than convincing.
Yes, I do get that. I just feel the need to contribute is all. Hey, you. Who, me? Yes, you. Got any money?
Cinderella! That's so rude! I smacked him.
As if you weren't going to ask him the same thing yourself. Money? Let's see.
He pulled a wallet from his sleeve and emptied its contents into the palm of his hand.
This is all I've got.
What is that, like $10?
Congratulations! You've got yourself a mooch.
Cinderella smirked and clapped me on the shoulder. Wait, what? If you're broke, then why did you pay for my lunch? Great, now I'm asking him rude questions. Granted, I had no idea, but still, I never should have let him buy me all that food.
Oh, right. That.
He casually evaded my question. But as I stood there, panicking internally, it was Cinderella who put the final nail in the coffin.
Wow, you made this broke loser pay for you. You're a monster.
I'll pay you back, okay? I'll pay you back, right now! I immediately made to run to my room and grab my wallet. But Kagia seized me by the shoulder to stop me.
Noss, right. I'm your boyfriend, so it's only natural I paid.
But...
it's fine. Let him feel good about it, will you?
I love that Cinderella just popped out casually from behind his head and then disappeared. With that, Cinderella walked past Kagia to the dinner table. Meanwhile, Kagia smiled at me awkwardly. Thank you. And I'm so sorry I didn't realize.
No, it's no problem. Really. If anything, I'm sorry for keeping quiet about it.
No, it's fine.
Shall I take this to the table then?
Yes, please. With a bright smile, Kaguya set about accomplishing the task I'd requested of him. Perhaps he was more level-headed and responsible than his looks would suggest. You know, ignoring all the money problems. And lady problems.
Oh, that reminds me. Hey!
What is it? I stopped what I was doing and looked over.
We've got a new tenant on the second floor. Take some food up to him, would you?
Oh no, already? Why is whenever Cinderella's involved we run into this other boy so early? Huh? Yo, Alice! I never imagined Cinderella would let someone new move in. According to him, the tenant was a guy named Alice. Knowing Cinderella and his proclivities, I was expecting some leggy blonde, but evidently not. Well, he is blonde. Alice! Dinner's ready! Hello? Alice? Sorry to bother you. Are you in there? I tried knocking and shouting, but no one appeared. Hello? Alice? It's me, Arisu, from next door. I pounded my fist on the door. He's not answering. I'll just leave it here, okay? I couldn't find anywhere to set the food, so instead I dragged the small side table out from inside my room and used that. There. Perfect! Alright, we escaped unscathed. I returned to the first floor to find Cinderella and Kagia waiting for me at the dinner table.
Welcome back. Took you long enough.
Evidently, they'd chosen to wait until I returned before tucking into their supper. How polite. Sorry about that. Now, let's eat. I hurried to my usual seat beside Cinderella and reached for my fork. Likewise, Kagia did the same.
Rub-a-dub-dub,
thanks for the grub. And so we partook of our meal. How did you two do that in such perfect sync? My goodness. I say we, but I was so curious to see Kaguya's reaction to my cooking, I could scarcely eat a bite myself. He took a bite of the basil rice.
Wow, this is excellent.
You mean it?
Of course. I've never had any of this stuff before, but it's wonderful.
Tonight we were having Asian cuisine. Basil rice, mizuna and tofu salad, Asian-style veggie soup, and almond jelly for dessert. As Kagia ate cheerfully, Cinderella sat there sulking.
So tell me, you own this place, yeah? Mate, you must be chuffed to bits eating this great food every night. I'm not your mate, pal. Shall I call you Cindy, then? Not funny! So what's your next move after this? How the hell have you survived all this time if you're broke and homeless?
Good question.
I ask myself that question every day.
But Kagia simply shrugged it off.
I bet you've been couch surfing with all those women you sleep with, right?
I was starting to lose my patience. Cinderella, why don't we just hire him to work here?
Saw that coming a mile away.
Cinderella let out a big, exaggerated sigh. That's my Cinderella. You're always one step ahead of me. Saves me so much time.
Your ass-kissing's not gonna work on me. And quit doing that goo-goo baby voice. Creeps me the hell out. Now, no fighting. I won't impose on you too terribly. Once I've eaten, I'll be off.
Huh?
I'll leave the money on the table for you. Oh wait, is this going to be enough?
Out came the $10 and change from earlier. But that's the only money you have!
Right, yeah.
You can't just hand over your last dime!
Well, I can't rightly leave without pay, now can I?
Sure you can! I brought you here as my dinner guest, not my customer!
Oh, it's alright.
No, it isn't! Besides, this meal didn't cost that much to make. We won't accept your money. Right, Cinderella? What she said, I guess. At this, Kagia bowed politely.
Cheers. This really is a lovely meal.
Was it a sigh of relief or a sigh of annoyance? I couldn't tell you. So what's the plan? Where will you go after you leave here? Gonna find yourself another one-night stand?
Relax, mate. I won't do anything of the sort. Probably find a nice place outside to settle in for the night.
Outside? I looked at Cinderella. Trying to earn sympathy points? I can see right through you, Mr. Mooch. Cinderella, don't be such a jerk.
Do you fancy Yurika, then?
What?
The reason you're having a go at me, it's because you're worried for her, innit?
How do you react to Kaguya's hypothesis about Cinderella? Smirk? Revel in the moment? Deny it? I feel if we're asking him to be exclusive with us, we also have to be exclusive with him, which means not even like leaving the door open on that. So I think I'm just going to deny it outright. I think that's what I'm going to go with. Kaguya.
Mm-hmm.
Since you're my boyfriend, I want to be clear with you about this. Cinderella is my boss and nothing more. He looks a little sad about that. I did my best to keep my expression neutral. After all, if I came off as panicky, my intentions could be misinterpreted.
Is that so?
Yep. Right, Cinderella? I turned to Cinderella beside me. Yep. He was so uninterested in the conversation, he didn't even meet my gaze. Squint. Not that I was hoping he'd be disappointed or anything, but it wasn't a very fun response, now was it?
Right then.
So, back to our earlier conversation. What are your plans for tonight?
How do you mean?
I'm asking if you really plan to waltz out of here and go sleep on the street.
Sure, why not?
God, he's so freaking passive! He was a grown man, yet he was apparently incapable of making his own life decisions. I want to know what you want to do, Kagia. Do you want to leave? I knew the conversation might start going around in circles, but I had to ask.
Well, I reckon I want to be with you.
There you have it, Cinderella. I want him to have his own room here. Now listen here. Failing that, he can move into my room with me. I told you that's not allowed. Then start allowing it. I stared him dead in the eyes. No. My hard stare shifted to puppy dog eyes. Not gonna work on me, missy. Wait, really? I was pretty sure you'd fall for it. Pressing a finger to my chin, I tilted my head cutely. As if! Everything about you is so fake. Yeah, I know, because I'm faking it on purpose. He silently smacked me upside the head. You're not supposed to hit a lady! Clutching my head, I glared up at him.
You lot are so funny.
This is not a laughing matter. Cinderella rounded on Kagia, who immediately stood to attention.
Right you are.
So, what can you offer me?
Me? I'll do whatever I'm told, really.
Can you cook, clean, do laundry, run a cafe?
Of course I can.
Scowling, Cinderella fell silent. Then, finally... Fine.
If you're willing to do the work, then I'll let you stay for a while.
Yay! Kagia and I were so surprised at Cinderella's sudden change of heart that we both burst into uproarious applause. Good grief.
But only if you agree to my terms. First of all, you get 1 week to...
1 month.
What?
1 week is nowhere near enough time for him to get his act together. He needs a full month. Okay, is that our deadline? 1 month? I can work with that. A month is a decent amount of time.
Fine, whatever. You can stay for a maximum of 1 month. Got it?
Got it.
Got it! I shot Kaguya a wink. He blinked back in surprise.
While you're staying here, I expect you to help with chores as well as running the cafe. Shouldn't be too hard since you'll be splitting the work with your girlfriend.
Oh, I don't mind doing it all myself.
I can't have that. Then I won't have anything to contribute.
Exactly. So, you'll share the work. As for who does what, you can decide amongst yourselves. Now, lastly...
Cinderella glared at each of us in turn.
Neither of you will set a single foot inside each other's rooms.
And so began our not quite cohabitation.